Hello loves, this is Magigoddess. Welcome to day 17 of 33 for reading for you, my loves. The collective today is all about relationships, and I'll be asking 7 questions with this, my vibe deck, and then for advice I'm going to be using this wisdom oracle, I think is what it is. So just put that to the side. Now, overall energy. I don't know why, but I'm hearing that song. She is hot, hot, hot. Do, 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 do. So, you're feeling fiery and passionate. A lot of you could be going through like a glow up at this time. And I'm also hearing, don't let anybody harsh on your style, harsh or mellow. Like, if you're feeling good, if you're feeling relaxed, if you're feeling like at ease, don't let anybody mess with you. Yeah, that's the overall energy so far. So what a beautiful energy to be in, my loves. Congrats. Let's connect to the collective. Let's connect to my loves. Alright. First question is, what have you learned from your past relationships, my loves? What have you learned from your past relationships, my loves? What is the biggest influence in your life right now? What is the biggest influence in your life right now? And I was noticing this one came up with it, so we'll grab that one too. How are the people in your life affecting you? How are the people in your life affecting you at this time? Outside relationships. How are outside relationships affecting my loves at this time? How are outside relationships? Alright. There we go. And how are my loves most affecting their relationships at this time? How do my loves affect their relationships at this time? All that wants to come out. Un momento, por favor. Just a moment, please. There. What future relationships are headed your way at this time? What future? Thank you. And what kind of relationships do my loves need to end at this time? What relationships do my loves need to end at this time? For some of you, I heard like work. And as I say that, new job or career popped up. So, yeah, definite confirmation for some of you. And what opportunities will you be receiving after this reading? Didn't even finish getting the words out, so that's cool. Lovely. And we'll do this, actually. And my love's overall energy. Wow, when it comes to relationships. So we got a couple of them. My intention was only like bottom of the deck, but alright. First, we have always has something in the works. So you're someone who always likes to be figuring things out, working things out in your life, moving onward and upward. And we have new job or promotion, like I said, moving onward and upward. You're looking to level up and you've come to the right place. So let's get into it. What you've learned from your past relationships is it's a need to concentrate and focus. Time to concentrate and focus on yourself and what you want, not what everything around you wants or everyone around you wants. And the next question, what relationship or relationships are influencing you the most right now? Recognition for a job well done. So people who give you your flowers, people who say great job, people who appreciate you, you're being affected by, you're paying attention to those people who support you. That's a positive. Pay attention to details. What are you overlooking? So you're really paying attention to what people do, how they treat you. I'm getting a sense of what you do, how you treat others. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say what everyone brings to the table, but do our skills, our talents, and abilities work together in a way that makes sense? Next, we have someone will share the wealth. Exactly. You're looking for other people who share with you, who care with you, and want to build meaningful, lucrative relationships. Next, we have happiness of solid foundation. You're looking forward to people who want to share happiness with you, who want to build stability with you. That way, if anything does happen, you can still find your happiness because you know you have that love and support. Love and support through hardships go a really long way, and you're looking forward to that. So this is a beautiful energy so far. We have environment for growth and prosperity. Exactly what I was talking about. You're looking to move onwards and upwards. You're looking for people, places, things that are going to make you grow and are going to make you feel peaceful and happy, and like things are definitely going to go well because I've helped create these kind of relationships and they're helping to create it in return, and it's a beautiful exchange. Plans set in motion. That goes perfectly with always has something in the works. You're making plans, you're not making excuses, and you're doing things that you feel are best for you. So I'm so excited. This energy is so great. It's so great that you've learned so much and you're at this point. We have mentor for emotions and logic. You're looking for other people who can teach you how to balance your mental and your emotional. Basically to be emotionally intelligent, not just relying on what you feel, but asking yourself, is it logical to feel this way? Is it illogical? Does it make sense? Should I take this personal, or should I just say, not my problem, let's move past it? Next, we have a sword can cut two ways, playing all sides. You're looking out for people who are playing you and others. You're noticing that, hey, that person likes to talk crap about other people, which means they talk crap about everyone. People who gossip, people who say like rude, crude, unacceptable things about others when they're talking to you, just know that they're talking about you too. There's never a person who chooses favorites when they're cutting people down. That is never the case. I have definitely found that out in all relationships. It doesn't matter how close you get. If you recognize that, what they talk about is always negative, or they always have something negative to say, you're recognizing, I don't really want this kind of negativity in my life. It's unnecessary, and I'm just going to cut it out with your own sword of truth. Deep sense of loss and separation from someone. Exactly, a confirmation that you're like, I feel sad that I have to separate myself from you, and yeah, it sucks to lose somebody, but I would rather lose this and gain someone who's legitimate. I'd rather lose this residence or this car, or I'd rather lose these people, places, and things that make me miserable and look for something that makes me feel good, that makes me feel empowered. I want to surround myself in happiness and fun, not doubt, shame, guilt, people who are stuck in their pride, their ego, those people always looking for validations. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. That is exhausting. You're validating yourself, and you're not looking for validation outside yourself, and that's a really empowering, amazing, beautiful, loving energy towards yourself. I'm so proud of you, loves, for loving on yourself. We have aggression and misplaced energies. Exactly. When people are always aggressive, rude, crude, socially unacceptable, they are not about mental health. They're not about stability. In fact, they don't know how to create their own. So maybe they're always focused on someone else's. A lot of times people will talk crap about people because they want to push the blame onto someone else or distract themselves from what's going on in their life because they're bored, they don't like themselves, whatever the case may be. Happy people don't have a reason to hate on anyone, and whenever a happy person acts unhappy all of a sudden and people go off and say, you were so happy, what happened? Maybe you should consider that you're what happened. If someone's always happy-go-lucky, they're in a good mood, and then all of a sudden they're not, those people need to consider maybe they're part of the reason why, everything was going so well until, and some people don't want to look at that, and I'm so proud of you for recognizing that it's not your job to tell people how you feel and what you think all the time. If they can't figure it out for themselves, that's on them. You're not here to parent people the rest of your life. You're not here to tell people how to take care of you every single time, your wants, your needs. You only should have to say it once. Like if you say you're allergic to flowers, someone should remember you're allergic to flowers. And if they don't, and they get you flowers, then they just don't really care. Well, I thought everyone loved flowers. Okay, but I told you I was allergic, I could die. Like that, you really don't care, do you? It happens. It's sad but true. I've been there. Next we have, how are other people, places, and things affecting you at this time? We have emotional depression. Some people are just depressing to you, and you're tired of being depressed, and you're tired of people repressing you from good feelings, or you're tired of situations that just don't make you feel good. You're ready to feel good again, and that's why you're recognizing what's good for you and what's not. So the fact that you recognize this and the fact that you're ready to do something about it, that is the most beautiful thing that you could ever do for yourself. We have peaceful coexistence. Exactly. You choose peace over pleasure, over temporary happiness. You want to feel stable and happy in your own energy and peaceful in your own energy no matter what. And you're learning it's not worth it to feel good for 10 minutes if you feel miserable for an hour. Like, let's say you meet up with an old friend for lunch or something, and you forgot why you hadn't seen them in a while, and then you go see them, and it starts off great at first, and then it turns out not so great. And when you leave, you recognize that's why I don't spend time with them. Or let's say you try to be positive about the work day, and by the end, you just are like, I tried my best, I took time out, but no matter what I did, no matter what I said, it just never felt good. And you're recognizing that. You're paying attention to your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, and your emotions, and you're recognizing I matter more than whatever comes my way. I have to be there for myself. So, yay, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Next, we have common goals and ideals. Yeah, this is a confirmation of everything I said earlier. You want people who have the same high goals. I was going to say ideals and goals. You want to be around people who are like, yeah, I want to be happy too. Yeah, we should totally try things. Yeah, I'm willing to compromise. Let's do something you want to do today and see if we both like doing that activity together. If not, how about tomorrow we try something you want to do, or let's try something we both have never done. People who are open to learning and growing with you. So that's really beautiful. You have good news of good results. All this hard work and effort that you're doing, you want to be surrounded by good news. You want to be surrounded by good results. So you're surrounding yourself with good people, places, and things. And you're choosing to be a good person all on your own without any help. But if you get help, that's great. So all those of you who have been doing this work, who've been doing shadow work, who've been recognizing, maybe I don't want to look at this, but I am anyway, you're getting good news and good results. Some of you are working on it. Others of you, this is your chance to recognize the things you don't want in your life and the things that you do want in your life. And what can you do to make them happen? Meet new people, try new things, apply for different jobs. Number 4, how are you affecting others? It took me a minute to remember. Loss, possible slander, bad gossip. Just know when you leave these people who are naturally bitter behind, of course they're going to be angry. They lost something great. When you leave people and you tell them, this is what I need and you're not giving it to me, nobody likes bad news. Nobody likes to be told they're the problem. So of course they're going to say you're the problem, you're the this, you're the that. And your job is to just keep being you and keep being positive, and they're just going to keep running their mouth, saying negative things, and you're just going to keep your mouth shut, focusing on the positive. Let's say somebody brings up something negative to you. Okay, so-and-so said this. And then you just say, okay. I guess that's one of the reasons why we don't talk. I wish them happiness. Just leave it at that. The more you do that, the more people realize, I think I know who the problem was in this relationship. And it's not about calling them a problem. It's about they have problems, and rather than recognize that, your relationship didn't work. Sometimes people don't just mesh. Sometimes people are just too different. Sometimes people have total belief differences. Like some people believe in stay at home moms only. And some women want a career. And some people believe in stay at home dads. And some people are like, hey, I want to be a working dad. Or maybe both parents want to work. Or maybe both parents are like, let's see if we can stay home and move in with our parents. Like, everyone has different beliefs. Everyone has different values. It doesn't necessarily make them a problem. The only time it's a problem is if someone's hating on you for literally no reason except they're miserable. That's when it's a problem. That's when it's like, oh, this person is causing problems and issues on purpose, and I need to separate myself for my own mental health. There are plenty of times I've walked away from relationships where I'm like, I tried an open relationship. Open relationships aren't for me. I'm going to walk away. This just isn't for me. It's not that I hate on those people because they believe in situationships or whatever. It's just, I believe 2 people forever, I can honestly say I've tried it. I've been there. I've done that. And it didn't go well for me. So I just know it isn't for me. So maybe you could be the same. Maybe you're polyamorous and maybe someone wants, just you and them. That can cause a lot of jealousy and a lot of tension. It's just like people who always want to be the work favorite and they kiss the butt of the boss who treats everyone like crap. And so everyone's treated like crap except for this one person. And it kind of makes everyone have a bitter taste in their mouth. And all you have to do is just say, I don't care if they want to be, besties with someone who treats people like trash, Remember, you hang around trash, you start to stink. You hang around someone who talks badly, that's gonna make you look bad. That's gonna make you look like, they say they want to be a good person, but this person doesn't seem like a good person. So that's going to be reflected onto you. And even if you're not like that, you are what you hang around, and it does influence your entire life. And that bad energy can cause you to go into bad energy. Like, I'm the kind of person, I don't want to hear a bunch of negativity. I don't want to hear it. I'll say, okay, that's negative. Can we move on? Or I'll ask, can we please not talk about this? And if they keep talking, I'll start saying, okay, that's great. That's fantastic. And they want to get irritated because I'm being sarcastic, or I'm acting out, or I'm not paying attention. But here's the thing. I asked you with all the respect and admiration in the world, hey, can we not do this? I have better things to do, like be happy. And evil nonsense like this, it literally gives me nightmares. So if you want to have nightmares and create evil in your subconscious and negativity, you can pick someone else to be negative with. I don't feel like it. So do what you must to stay away from that, okay? Some bad people are trying to affect you in a bad way, and just don't let it get to you. Visitors arriving, I'm hearing for some of you, you might have like in-laws or someone coming to visit, and you don't really like this person, but you feel bad for them. Is it a child? Are they like 16 and under? Like, do they have their license yet? Because if you're responsible enough to learn how to drive, you should be responsible enough to learn how to make the right kind of decisions. I knew this girl, she was Mormon, and she was 14, and she ironed all her clothes, and she really always behaved herself. So I was the complete opposite. I was a little troll. But she was a really great influence on me. So it doesn't matter what age you are, it's not an excuse to say, I act bad because of this, or I act bad because of, okay. You can change that at any moment, literally. Like, it's kind of like when a kid wants to dress up as the hero one year in a Halloween costume or a villain. We all have a choice. We all have our own mind. And yeah, kids are taught what their parents teach them. But if you're being a good influence and they're just being like the biggest brat ever, it's not your job to be their parent, because you did not birth them. And it's perfectly acceptable for you to walk away. I had a best friend who had several kids. Her relationship was so toxic, not only with her kids, but with the guy that she was with. And she was pretty toxic when it came to like my relationship with her, etc. And one day I was like, I can't do this. Like, I've stayed this long because I wanted, to show the kids love, affection, responsibility. But it doesn't matter what I show them. Everything I do to help them, it's being undone by the parents, and I can either sit here and watch them suffer, or I can move on with my life and say, if I ever decide to have kids, which I'd like to get married and have kids one day, but if I don't. Like, I'm not gonna probably cry over it. That's just me. I'm a mothering kind of person. I think I would probably like maybe adopt or something when I hit like a certain age or whatever, where, I don't know, maybe in my 50s or something, be like a good foster mommy. Like, I know I'm going to be a mom one day, because I've always been like a motherly figure to others. It's just you got to pick your battles, and sometimes you have to choose the lesser evil. So I could have stayed depressed and tried to help those kids, only to be, you know, shot down, ignored, etc., and everything I ever did was undone. So pick your battles wisely and choose your people, places, things wisely. Rational counsel, good advice. You're someone who gives good advice, and I feel like you take your own advice. You're someone who wants to be the voice of reason, but there are literally some people you cannot reason with. There are some people you can literally show them visible, viable proof and be like, see, it's on the sheet. Here are the stats. Here's an actual person with blah, blah, blah. It's a real thing. And it could be a person talking to them. Like, for example, you could say alcoholism is bad. And you could have someone say, well, my grandma lived to be like 110. It was good for her. And it was like, wasn't she like, I don't know, a person with a really terrible temper? Yeah, but she lived for a really long time, so it's not that bad. Like, there are those people out there who are like, so-and-so did it, so it's okay if I do it. Whereas in reality, like, that can destroy your relationships. It destroys your mind. It destroys theirs. When you're not sober, you don't remember all the things that you do and who you were and how you treated people. And when you become sober, you're a completely different person. As someone who's been sober and non-sober, and, you know, you start drinking, you're like, if you drink enough, you sometimes forget every little moment from last night. Whereas when you're sober, it's easier to remember every single moment because you're there, you're present. And, some people understand that, some people don't. So, you know, sometimes you just have to say, the way I want to live and the way they want to live, it's just going to be different always. And as much as I have to leave them behind, I have to leave them behind. Abundant resources and support. Some of you always go just completely above and beyond for others and just don't get that in return. And you're recognizing that, hey, I want this in return. Hey, I'm a good person. I deserve good things. And that's true. But you have to recognize that and you have to go after those good things. You can't just say, oh, I only do bad things. I want to be blessed by the divine with nothing but good. That's like always stealing toilet paper and then wondering why all the toilet paper ran out because someone else doesn't feel like buying all of it because you take it all and you hoard it all. Like, you could have 20 stacks of toilet paper in your room and you never buy toilet paper. You expect the other person you live with to buy toilet paper, but yet you're hoarding it all and they don't buy anymore. So you sit there and you're like, I have toilet paper. Guess what? They're the one who really has toilet paper because you think you're stocked up. Eventually, you're going to run out of toilet paper because you're not providing, you're not buying. And for all you know, that person's going to say, I want you out. I found out you're hoarding toilet paper. And you'd be like, what? You went in my room? What? You did this? How dare you steal rather than share? It'd be one thing if I bought all the toilet paper, you bought all the groceries, but we're not here to hoard. We're here to share. Sharing is caring. Hoarding is just being crazy selfish and being like, I need all of it. I remember especially when I worked in a grocery store during COVID. Even before that, we would like mark. I worked in like a big store and we sold like blankets and stuff. And there were people who would wait all day in the markdown section and steal 20 blankets for $5. And then other people would come up and there would be no blankets left so they could resell them or just hoard them and give them as gifts. And it's like, yeah, first come, first serve, but you know, there's gonna be more blankets and they're gonna be that price again. And there was. And it was always the same people coming in, hoarding it to resell it, whatever. Some people are just born greedy. Some people are just needy, have some issues. Those are their own mental issues. So don't let it get to you. Don't take it personally. Their issues don't have to be yours. I've definitely learned that. Now, relationships coming your way. We have satisfaction with partner. Because you're doing this work, you're going to be happy with the relationships you choose, because you choose yourself and you choose people who are like-minded, who have like goals, who legitimately care about you and give equal energy. Guess what? You have new relationships coming in who can make you feel good. Yes, I left that for a reason, and that's a really great, beautiful energy. The power of gentle persuasion. Instead of dealing with forceful people or cruel people, you'll have people who have that gentle strength that, let's say you want to do something and someone thinks it's not such a great idea. They'll say, hey, I know you really want to do this, but one of the reasons I think that you might not should do this is, one, I really care about you, and when you are gonna do this, let's say you want to go rock climbing, but you're afraid of heights, but you want to do it just to prove you can do it. This person's gonna say, I know that maybe you don't exercise every day, you just randomly want to rock climb. And let me tell you, rock climbing is not easy. One, it's great to have little feet like me. I'm only 5 feet, and I can literally wear like a size 3 or 4 in children's, so I can get cheaper shoes. Yay me! But at the same time, tiny feet, okay? Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not, because some people will be like, let me step on your foot because it's bigger, because mine is bigger. And I'm like, how about I stomp you in the face because your head is big? They don't appreciate that. Anyway, I'm a little sassy. But let's say you want to go rock climbing, you don't work out at all, and you need serious arm strength when you rock climb. Like, sure, you could rely on that harness, but if that harness ever breaks, that does happen and you're screwed. So you want to make sure you work out. You want to make sure you like being able to look down, and also if you fall off a rock, you're able to look down and grab the next rock or step on the next rock. It's all about grip strength, and it's all about positioning your feet properly. So let's say you have no idea what you're doing, but you want to try rock climbing. Yay! And I'm not talking like the little kiddie walls, but like a serious rock climb. Because they have foam mats, but those foam mats hurt, just so you know. It's not like landing on marshmallows. You still go with a bonk, okay? It's not like, oh, that was nice. It was like, oh, I feel like I just got wrestled from like 10 feet. I've done like the playground kiddie rock climbing, like free climbing, and I've done the like kiddie harness rock climbing. Would I ever do like real rock climbing? Hell no. I'm not one for heights, okay? And the possibility that a rock could crumble under my foot, not having it. But let's just say you want to do it. You think it's great. And this person says, I think that because of your fear of heights, I know you really want to rock climb, but maybe you should consider like kiddie rock climbing, or maybe you should start working out, because it requires a lot of strength to do this. And it's not that, I want to ruin your excitement or anything. It's just, I don't want it to affect your mental health or make you afraid to try new things. You're going to have people like that in your life who are gentle with you, who are kind, and you're going to be like, you know what, you're right. I should try kiddie rock climbing and see if I like it. And if I become an expert, I could try it like without the harness. And if I become an expert at that, who knows? Maybe I could rock climb for real. Maybe it'll help me conquer my fear of heights. Like, you never know unless you try, right? So you are attracting those kinds of people. So yay, I'm so proud of you. That's beautiful, beautiful energy, honestly. What relationships to end? We have new job or career. Time for some of you to work with people in a different way, or some jobs you really love and you try and make it work. You can try different methods to make it work, but sometimes it just never works because really no one gives a flying F, and they've given up like 20 years ago. So some of you, this is your sign. If you're miserable every day, every moment, just run towards happiness. Nothing seems right. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. If something feels off, there's something off. I couldn't tell you how many relationships, situations I've been in, even just like groceries. Sometimes I'll think, you know, I kind of really want to buy this, but something tells me it's a bad idea. Like something deep down inside says, maybe that's not a good idea, and maybe I'll be craving it. And then I won't get it, and then I'll find out, oh, there was a recall, or oh, this was wrong with it. And I'll be like, thank goodness I didn't get it. You know, I could have gotten ill. Like, if it feels wrong, it's wrong. Sometimes your body will tell you. And logically, maybe it doesn't make sense. And I'm not talking about emotion. I'm talking about, you know, that uneasy feeling in your body. Like, let's say you're on a midnight walk, and just all of a sudden your dog stops, you stop, you get chills, and your stomach sinks. And something inside says, turn the F around or you won't like it. Those are those times where you turn the F around or you won't like it. I'm talking about those. I'm not talking about, oh, they hurt my feelings, this, that, and the other. No, I'm talking about those gut instincts that say, something feels wrong, something feels off. That's your intuition, that's your gut instincts. There's a reason why animals rely on their instincts. Humans are the same as animals, we're just slightly more evolved because we can read. Some of us. Some people, you know, they never evolved, and that's a shame, but that's not your problem. So yeah, some people can't get past I mean, some people legitimately want to live that lifestyle where, you know, you eat everything raw, this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, I'd rather not die of poison or, you know, possibly get something. People be eating wild animals raw, y'all. I found out that's a lifestyle. One, I love animals, so I was disgusted by that. And two, the fact that, like, they don't cook it or anything. I was just like, whoa. Like, I love a steak medium rare, don't get me wrong. But, like, you know where I'm going with this, right? I wouldn't run up to a cow and be like, let me eat it right after I'm done with it. Poor Maybell. You get that joke? Get it? Maybell ice cream. But yeah. Some people just got issues. So recognize when your instincts say something isn't right, something's wrong. Freedom to do as you desire. You only have this one life, and depending on what country you're in, you do have the freedom to choose your job. In some countries, not so much. You do have the freedom to choose what you eat. In some countries, not so much. You do have the freedom to, like, party when you want to. Some countries, not too much. Some countries are very, very strict on prayer, on drinking, what kind of job, whether or not you're allowed to have a job. In fact, I think if I remember, like in Russia, women are not really allowed to have a job. They're more stay at home. If I'm wrong, correct me. And if I'm honest, it's really sad because in Russia, like, spousal abuse is legal. And even, like, there was once a live streamer who actually, like, unalived his girlfriend. They were drinking. He made her stand out on a freezing balcony. I think he belted her in water first, left her out there for hours, walked her outside, and she literally froze to death, and he live streamed it, and he only got, like, maybe 7 years or something. It was disgusting. When I found that out, the kind of things I watch are very interesting. I was just like, that's all. Personally, if it were up to me, and I know this might be kind of a twisted way, I think whatever crime you do to someone should be done to you, so that way you can just understand what happened and really and truly what you did. If it were up to me, if you did something really terrible to someone, guess what? Same thing is going to happen to you. And I don't believe the victim should ever do it because the victim is already traumatized. I'm talking about someone like an outside party should do it. Like they're actual people trained. You know, it's no different than a soldier in the army. They're technically trained to do terrible things to people, not because they want to, but to quote unquote fight the good fight. Which sometimes that can be a bit misconstrued based on politics, but I don't like politics. I don't do politics. I think politics are just a ring show. I always did. In fact, my mom goes to vote. I don't even vote. I'm like, I know, it's fixed. It's like a bad reality show, because I look at everything that's ever happened in history and I'm like, it's very rare I ever see someone in power not abuse it, and they get paid a lot of money to do it. So yeah, politics, I don't think I'd ever do it. And I'm not a politician and I don't like them. They all have to lie at some point, unfortunately. And usually have to do things either they don't want to do, or yeah, it's full of secrets. It's like bad hair. And we also have positive outcome after difficult times. So you can expect, once again, good things coming to you because you took that step, the hardest step at all, recognizing what you do and what you don't want. And really embracing yourself and really deciding to stand up for yourself. Now, the opportunities coming to you after this reading, we have toxic situation you put yourself in. Are you hurting yourself the most? Bound and blind from own truth. So, when you're with someone who hurts you and you keep going back, you are hurting yourself. You can't blame that other person because you know they hurt you. It takes two. Okay. Whenever I've been in a toxic situation, when I was younger, I was like, they're so mean, they're so this, they're so that. When I grew a brain, no offense to those of you who still question this, my perspective towards self, really my opinion, I realized, you know, when I kicked a family member out of my life for the very first time, I was like, they always hurt me. I've tried to have real conversations. I've tried everything. And every time I go to them, they always hurt me. And every time I go to them, I'm hurting myself because I'm purposely putting myself in a situation that hurts me, that makes me unhappy. I already know this person's going to hurt myself, right? I already know they're going to be like, whack, 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 whack. And I'm going to be like, oh, you know. So, am I supposed to torture myself just for someone else, or like hurt myself just because I want someone in my life? No. I was like, okay, first time I ever kicked a family member out, I just pretty much like ignored them, pretty much ghosted them. After that, most family members I ghosted, to be fair, because they're just so stubborn. There's no talking to them. Most of my family members on both sides are like, it's my way or the highway, darling. Note why I'm so stubborn. But I know when to learn and when to give in. If I know I'm being wrong, I'll say, I'm so sorry, that was wrong of me. I need you to point this out to me. I want to make it right. I want to work on this. I don't want to be this person. That's the difference between someone who's trying to grow and learn and someone who's just toxic for life. And some people love toxic relationships. Like the other day I was watching one of Queso's streams and it was like, I think Iron Lookout 2 or something. And there was someone who had a username or something called I Love Toxic Women that he called out. And so Queso called him out and he's like, what is up with that name? Why is that your name? And it's like, there are some people who I've seen post on TikTok, if they're not obsessed, going crazy, cutting me off from all my friends, I don't want them. And I'm like, Oh, you don't want to think for yourself. That sucks. Okay. You've got issues on issues. I don't know if anyone can help you. There are some people like that. There are some people who that's all they ever know. That's all they ever want to know, you know? And it's a shame. It sucks. But, you know, you can walk away. So ask yourself, does this person hurt me on purpose? And how do you find that out? Write down your conversations or your experiences and say, what was the intention this person had, or what was the intention of this moment? You know, what were they thinking? What do you think they were feeling in order to come to this conclusion or decide to speak to you this way or do something to you? And, you know, look at it, really look at it, and look at it every day and keep updating it. And then recognize who you really think that person is. I promise you, the first time you meet someone, they're going to tell you who they really are. And I'm not talking about like someone shy and anxious and they blurt out something stupid and they're like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm just so nervous. I struggle with social anxiety, my bad. I'm talking about people who literally are like, for example, I made a mistake once and I decided to date someone who was like a fan of mine for like years. I'm talking like at least 3 years. And they always seemed so nice and pleasant and respectful. And then I decided to meet them in person. And our first meeting, they said to me, I'm going to push your boundaries. And I was like, what kind of boundaries are they going to push? Turns out all of them, they're gone. This person used to say, like, you know, your proof stalking works. And I'm like, I'm sure you're not the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one you're stalking. They would not respond. So when someone says something messed up or strange, or you feel like you pause and you're like, that doesn't seem right. That sounds messed up. Believe them. Okay. I'll save you a few months. I'll save you a few weeks. I'm at the point now where if you say you're going to do something and you haven't done it in a week, if I feel like giving you a week, you're gone. I'm out. I'm done. Because, you know, so great to meet ya. We're just not similar. When I'm into something, someone, I go all in or I'm all out. I'm the ride or die type. I'm all or nothing. And, you know, if you can't handle someone who's all or nothing, that just means I'm not the type of person for you. If you're the type of person who likes like surface relationships and you just want to say, oh, you're pretty, oh, you're so pretty, and just keep it like that, rather than like, I like soulful, deep conversations. And like, if you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be there. If I call you at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be there. Like, that's my style. It's not for everyone, which is proof that, you know, some people might view me as like, oh, that's stupid, that's toxic, whatever. No, it's called, like, sometimes you really need someone at 3 o'clock in the morning because you feel like your soul is dying inside. Or maybe you busted a tire in the middle of nowhere and AAA is like, too bad, so sad, homie. You're gonna have to wait till morning or hope for an Uber or something. You have no signal. And you message that person. I always tell, like, my loved ones, let me know when you get home. And if they don't let me know they got home, I'm gonna blow up your phone and go crazy and make sure you got home. And if you do not answer me, I'm gonna go wherever home is. I don't care if it's over 3 hours away, whatever. I'm gonna be like, are you okay? And I'm not gonna get mad. I'm just gonna say, thank goodness you're all right. That's what someone who loves you does. Someone who doesn't love you is just gonna be like, how dare you not text me? How dare you not call me? How dare you not waste my time? No. Because everybody makes mistakes. Maybe that person drove for over 3 hours and they were so tired they forgot. Okay. If I know my friend forgets all the time, I'm just going to like leave it to fate. I'm talking about someone who consistently always tells me, hey, go home, and then one day they don't. But if you always forget to text me, I'm just going to be like, they probably forgot me. And then sure enough, I usually get a text in the morning. But usually if something's wrong, I'll get an instinctual feeling something's wrong. Something's off, something's happening. And they usually do too. That's how a connection works. So when you're really connected, you'll know. So if someone hurts you, don't hurt yourself by putting yourself in that situation, okay? This is your opportunity to say, no, I'm not going to hurt myself for you. An award for honor. The more you honor yourself and the more you choose yourself, the more the divine is going to reward you with situations that you actually do want, that actually do make you happy. So I'm really proud of you, loves, for recognizing your wants and needs. Some of you still have, some learning to do, but don't we all? Just remember, you never stop learning in life, and no one is ever born knowing everything. Otherwise, why else would you need someone to teach you how to walk and how to talk, okay? Now then, for advice, this is the stone that the deck chose. First off, this is a lovely rose quartz. Look how cute it is. And the rose quartz is really all about self-love. Oh, and I meant to say this stone right here is a carnelian. Carnelian is usually about self-confidence. A lot of people carry carnelian to feel sexier throughout their day. A lot of people carry rose quartz to remind them self-love. Remember, always with your stones, when you carry one, set an intention and look at it throughout the day, and to cleanse it, just put it under some water. Just picture this beautiful white light. Just say to yourself, I transmute all negative to positive. Although some stones can't go underwater, so always look at the care of your stones. Just a heads up there. So what advice does my spiritual fam, have for my loves when it comes to their relationships? Advice for my loves when it comes to their relationships, okay? And their overall energy towards relationships at this time. Oh, it's a secret. And anything else. Overall advice right here. And it's upside down. I'm good at upside downs. Staying focused. Hold the course. You notice he's looking before he acts on anything. He's admiring the stars. Maybe he looks like a wizard, so maybe before he does, like, flips his magic wand, for all we know, this is Merlin, folks, and he's looking for Arthur, and he's checking the stars to see where he's at so he can find Arthur and make a magic potion to find him, which is probably kind of funny, but yeah. Look before you leap overall. Okay, when it comes to relationships, wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Oh my goodness, we have another wizard. You guys are freaking magical. Of course you are, you're here with Magi. We're all magical in our own way. So notice how he's looking. That's so crazy. I was talking about him looking at the positions of the planets and stars before creating magic, and boom. This guy is looking at the stars and the planets as he's creating magic. He's looking for guidance. So, oh my goodness, that's so crazy that I picked up on that. Wow. One moment, I'm in shock that I got that so on point. When you are like a medium, a psychic, whatever, it never ceases to amaze you the things that you pick up on. Like, for example, the other day, we were having our groceries delivered, and I thought they're going to be delivered at 5:30. At 5, my sister went to go look or whatever, because that's who I was with at the time, where I was something at the time or whatever, and just like, it's not here. I went out at like 5:37 and it was there, and I was like, okay, I've got it. So walk in beauty, see the beauty, look at your path, recognize what's beautiful and what's not, so you can create your magic, because we all want to create beautiful magic. We are beautiful magic. You don't want to taint your magic with like nonsense, right? We all want to do good things, not bad things, hopefully. And if you don't, wrong channel, bro. All right. And your final card when it comes to you navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. Confirmation of everything we said. And once again, this person is looking at the stars before going on their journey. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's Arthur going to meet Merlin, man. You know, if you've ever seen Disney Sword in the Stone, like, Merlin predicted exactly how he was going to meet Arthur. And he did, pretty much. And he told Arthur, he's like, you're a little bit late, you know. And Arthur's like, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's so crazy that I picked up on that with all 3 cards. But anyway, I need to get over it. Follow the path that's best for you at this time. That's your overall advice. When it comes to your relationships, look for meaningful relationships you're going to find beautiful, okay? And then for you, follow what makes you happy. And what's funny is it says literally navigating by the stars. I just realized that. Yes, I read it. Did I acknowledge it? No, I'm acknowledging it now. So here's your sign. If you needed a confirmation, you know, the person you're looking for is out there. You just have to let your love guide you, let the divine guide you, and believe in your happiness, and believe in yourself, and believe in your abilities, and what is right for you and what's not right. Trust your intuition, trust your inner knowing, and you'll get to where you want to go. I'm still shook, not gonna lie, that I knew all this before I knew all this, so that's cool. That's freaking wicked. Wicked! Alright, loves. Sorry for my shookness. I know it's not professional, but I'm just being me. Don't have to be in professional mode all the time. I have thoughts and feelings, and if my mind is blown, it's blown, you know? I shock myself all the time. I never know what's going to come up. So this was one of those moments. Congratulations for being here in real time. Many blessings, loves. I hope this helps you with your relationships going forward, and I'm so proud of you for recognizing what's good for you and what's not, and moving towards your happiness. So many blessings, loves. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate you. Leave me a heart, because I love you and you love me too. And that's a beautiful energy to be in. Let's support each other always. That's the way I like it. I love you, loves. Love, Magigoddess.